Hi, I'm here to warn you about your car's extended warranty and also about the aspects this new moon is making it's not so favorable. That's right, you heard it here on October 21st, the new moon is taking place in Libra. I'm just gonna come out and say it. It's forming a square to Jupiter, it's forming a square to Pluto, they're all forming a T-square. It's also forming a yod to Uranus, Neptune, and Saturn. I know, it sounds difficult. Because it is. Honey, we've seen bigger storms. Told them to shake it off, shake it off. You know what you have? Strength. Are you tired? Yeah, me too. But you know what? Let's look at that bright side. You looking? Leo, the new moon is taking place in your third house of communication, skill development, siblings, cousins, your immediate environment, the mind mentality, sharing information, opinions, and thoughts with others. New emotional cycles happening around communication, conversation, interest, curiosity. You can share your feelings with other people, perhaps apply logic to it after the fact that you felt it. We're not out here trying to overthink our feelings now. I want to know what you're thinking, what you feel, so I really want to walk, whoa, a mile in your shoes. I do recommend setting up energetic boundaries. That way you don't take on other people's energy, and that way you could discern which energy's for you and which energy is not for you. Why? Because Jupiter's squaring from your 12th. Because if you don't, well, you'll end up attracting somebody who you believe to be an emotional relationship when in actuality they're just somebody karmic that's mirroring back those unconscious tendencies. Hey, at least you'll be spiritually protected. Not everybody has your best interest at heart right now. Pluto just went direct back in your 7th house and it's forming a square to this new moon. Pay attention to how you feel around people, places, and things, the nouns, if you will. Now, this is not to say that you won't have people closest to you, because you will. You'll have your support. Gotta cater to them, though. Now, to alleviate yourself from this inner conflict and tension and to activate this yod, you gotta tap into your 9th house of belief, philosophy, creating the life that you want for yourself, finding the meaning of life, higher education and knowledge, travel, luck, opportunity, and spiritual practice. Honey, all you gotta do is expand and experience. It gives the wisdom. Opens you up to the blessings. Opens you up to the opportunity in life. Take the gig. It can lead to sudden changes with your goals becoming a tangible reality, perhaps shake up in friend groups, perhaps you're meeting new friends. You know, the ones that'll allow you to embrace your unconventionality, your quirks, your differences. It's giving the circle of life. What about it? Now look, I know you're still learning lessons on how to let go of anything that no longer serves you in your current self. I get it, it happens to the best of us. But you do need to confront your fears of commitment, intimacy, vulnerability, deep connection. Otherwise, we just keep going in circles. And honey, circles are for squares. But you got this. Kisses. Virgo, the new moon is taking place in your 2nd house of worth and value, establishing the 2 material security as well as giving back to yourself through self-replenishment. Ooh, 222's on my clock. Somebody needs to be balanced. You can bow my lance. Ew. New emotional cycles happening around finances, or perhaps you're understanding your worth and value more. Good for you. You're no longer entertaining the people, places, and things that are not giving equal give and take back. Good, you're growing. We do have to watch the spending though. She can come and go. Also, if you're accomplishing your goals, you may feel like you don't have enough resources to make them a tangible reality, but you do. Remember, it's a process. You gotta take it step by step. You have everything you need in this moment to get to the next step. So the process may not look like what you're wanting it to, and I know you can get a little too nitpicky. It's all coming in due time. And hey, the blessing may be bigger than expected. Look, I recommend focusing on your personal development journey, showing up for yourself, filling up your own cup. Watch for that self-criticism and criticism of others, though that leads to a tower moment. To relieve yourself from inner conflict and tension and to activate the yod, I recommend you tap into your 8th house, a deep healing transformation going below the surface, examining the darker aspects of life, making peace with your past. Essentially letting go of anything that no longer serves you in your current self. Not the time to rush through your healing journey, though. I know it seems like you're in a never-ending cycle of healing and letting go and transforming. You had one taste of Saturn in your 8th house and suddenly y'all are crying we all the way home. You know she's making a reappearance in February, right? Right now, you're confronting lessons in regards to relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, business contracts, if you will. Perhaps you're learning to prioritize the relationship that you have with yourself. It's the best relationship one could ever have. Once you prioritize you, that's when the big changes start to come, and I'm talking about in the public eye. The ones that have everybody gooped and gagged. Hey, overall, at least you understanding your worth better. Good for you. For Libra, the new moon is taking place in your 1st house of self, identity, independence, and taking action after life's direction. New emotional cycles happening around you. You are the ticket. You are the spotlight. Of course, letting your intuition serve as a guidance towards the actions that you're taking during this time, highly recommended. But you gotta watch out for the impulsive and spontaneous energy. That can lead to setbacks, obstacles, the things that we don't want. Now, you gotta find a way to implement yourself within your career, status, legacy, and life's work. Not everything is about getting the recognition. I mean, hey, you deserve to get the recognition, but at least get the recognition for being you. Not just for the work that you've done. That'll alleviate any inner conflict and tension that you may be feeling. And it leads to growth and expansion too, hey? Don't be afraid to express both your light and shadow attributes. It leads to true authenticity. And honey, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. We don't need to see your inauthenticity anymore. It served its purpose, it served its time, but now we want to see who you actually are. Plus, it leads to empowerment for you too, so why not? Why not? Why not? Take a crazy chance. Now, to alleviate yourself from any inner conflict and tension from this T-square and to activate the yod, tap into your 7th house of relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, business contracts, marriage, and unions, which separately results may vary. Call now. course, we want to face the reality of the relationships that are in our lives, or perhaps the relationship that we have with ourselves. And we're also learning not to overwork ourselves to our detriment too. Watch your health and watch the doom scrolling too. But overall, I feel like you're going to balance it out. Why? Because you're the sign of balancing the scales. So show up, be yourself, don't be too impulsive, you'll be all right. For Scorpio, the new moon is taking place in your 12th house of spiritual development and liberation, your connection to source deepening, and if it already exists, trusting in the unknown, going with the flow, as well as karmic dealings. New emotional cycles happening between you and God. Not the worst situation, also not the best. Do you recommend taking time by yourself, better understand your unconscious qualities and your unconscious emotions? Set up energetic boundaries, that way you don't take on energy that is not yours, and that way you could discern which energy is for you and which energy is not for you. But honey, you've seen better transits. You might be questioning your beliefs with Jupiter squaring from the 9th, asking when do things actually get better? When is the growth and expansion actually going to hit? Also, emotions have been too intense. You've just been saying, get away, I've been doing too much. But honey, you do have to face those head on, because if not, they just fester below the surface. The last thing that we would want for you to do is walk yourself into a tower moment that you could have avoided, right? So cry it out, write a letter. Do both if you need to. Sooner or later, you gotta figure out what's festering behind the scenes. Now, to relieve yourself from the inner conflict and tension that can come from this T-square and to activate the yod, tap into your 6th house of daily responsibility and operations, work schedule routine around personal development and physical health. Prioritize being of service to yourself, filling up your own cup. How many times you gonna fill up somebody else's cup to your detriment? Y'all be the main ones in my comments talking about Scorpios need a break, leave us alone, oh my god, you're picking on us Scorpios. I'll be the very ones participating in it and walking yourself into the chaos. Look, suddenly it got quiet. Sit with yourself, see what you gotta see, do the work, move forward. For all the signs, be sure to pay attention to any personal placements as well as aspects being made. Other signs are in the other video.